My best friend's boyfriend planned to expose me as a fake charity girl at my birthday party. Instead, he met the boy I kept alive. My best friend Nina started dating Micah 6 months ago, and from day one, he decided I was everything wrong with our generation. Every time I mentioned volunteering at the blood drive or posted about the bone marrow registry, he'd make this face like he'd bitten into something sour. You know nobody actually cares about your charity work, right? He said at Nina's apartment one night. People just like your posts to seem supportive, but everyone knows it's all for show. Nina laughed nervously and changed the subject, but I could see her starting to look at me differently. Things got worse when I asked them to register as potential donors at a campus event. Micah pulled Nina away and announced, "Your friend needs to find a personality beyond pretending to save the world for Instagram." After that, Nina started declining my volunteer invitations, claiming she was busy, even though she'd post from coffee shops during those exact times. When I asked about it, she said, "Micah thinks you should tone down the savior complex." 3 weeks before my birthday, I was handing out registry swabs at a farmer's market when they walked by. Micah told a couple about to sign up that she probably makes money off everyone who registers because nobody does this much volunteer work without getting something out of it. The couple walked away, and I spent the rest of the day at an empty table watching them laugh at brunch across the street. According to mutual friends, he'd started calling me Mother Teresa's Instagram account and convinced Nina my volunteer work was narcissistic behavior disguised as charity. Nina began posting quotes about toxic positivity that I knew were aimed at me. The week before my party, I overheard Micah at a coffee shop telling someone he was going to finally expose that fake charity girl at my own birthday party. My heart sank, and that was when I knew I needed to win my best friend back from this asshole before it was too late. Nina and Micah showed up 40 minutes late to my birthday, making an entrance like they owned the place. Micah zeroed in on the donation box I'd set up instead of gifts and announced, of course she'd make her birthday about fake activism, because God forbid we have one normal party without the saint reminding us how terrible we all are. He grabbed a beer without asking and started telling everyone that people like me just put our names on a list for attention, but would definitely back out if we ever got called, because there's no way someone who posts selfies every day would let doctors drill into their bones or mess up their Instagram aesthetic with bruises and hospital stays. That's when the doorbell rang, and I opened it to find a woman with a 7-year-old boy holding a dinosaur gift bag. "I'm sorry to crash your party, but when the registry told me it was your birthday, I had to meet you because you saved my son's life." The room went silent as she continued, "3 years ago, you went through the old extraction method where they drilled into your hip bone while you were awake with a needle thick as a pencil going through muscle to reach marrow, and you did it without general anesthesia to recover faster." Her son handed me a card that said, "Thank you for more birthdays," while she showed everyone photos from the procedure room. "You couldn't walk properly for 3 days and had to lie on your stomach for hours because sitting was too painful, but you still asked if you could donate again." Before anyone could react, the doorbell rang again, and a man in his 50s walked in already crying. "2 years ago, you saved my life with stem cell donation, and I know you'll say it was easier than the old method, but you still sat in that chair 8 hours while a machine pulled blood from one arm and returned it to the other." He turned to Micah, who was rolling his eyes, and said, "She took daily shots for 5 days that caused deep bone aches, and she did it twice when I relapsed because she said temporary discomfort was worth someone seeing their kids grow up." The mother addressed Micah directly, saying, "You might scoff, but she took 2 weeks unpaid leave and couldn't lift anything heavier than a gallon of milk for a month, and did it for a child she'd never met." She showed a photo of me from the recovery room with deep purple bruising across my lower back, looking exhausted but smiling. The registry says she's donated 4 times using both methods, and she's still registered because she said a week of discomfort is nothing compared to a lifetime someone gets back. Her son tugged on Micah's shirt and asked, "Have you ever saved anyone's life?" And the silence lasted forever. Micah was backing toward the door when Nina grabbed him with both hands and through tears said, "You're going to register for that bone marrow registry right now or we're done completely." He tried protesting this was staged, but the boy looked him straight in the eye and said, "My mom says I'm alive because someone was brave enough to hurt for a stranger, so why won't you just spit in a tube when it doesn't even hurt?" The entire room stared while Micah stood there looking smaller than the 7-year-old until finally he took a registry kit. Nina helped him fill out paperwork while apologizing, saying she should have known after 10 years I'd never fake anything. Micah did his cheek swab and left without speaking, and Nina cried through an entire box of tissues while we ate cake together. 3 days later, Nina dumped Micah after finding out he'd thrown away his kit, but she'd already registered herself and convinced her entire family to do the same.